Hello YouTube friends! Before I get started, I just want to emphasize that this video does not mean to glorify burning out, overworking yourself, or the grind. I think that culture is quite toxic and I do not condone it. So this video isn't about that. This video is about me sharing the things that I do to help me overcome my anxiety and procrastination to get shit done. Honestly, 90% of the time I'm procrastinating on a task or feeling unfocused or unmotivated, it's because I'm scared of the task. I'm scared to tackle it because my head has worked it up to be this really big, overwhelming thing when it's really not. But because it feels scary to me, I procrastinate and don't start on it. And because I'm not starting on it because I'm scared, it gets even more scarier. The anxiety produces more procrastination, which produces more anxiety, which produces more procrastination. Ad nauseum. So without further ado, here are the 3 things that I do to combat my procrastination and anxiety to get things done. Number 1, listen to the same song on repeat. We all know that music can affect our performance by setting the mood. That's why I listen to Bach when I'm studying and Beyonce when I'm at the gym. But music becomes even more integral in my life when I feel like my thoughts are simultaneously traffic jammed and moving at 10,000 miles per hour. This is because music can help slow the heart rate, lower blood pressure, and reduce levels of stress hormones. That's why I'm almost always listening to music when I work. And on days when it's especially hard for me to focus, I put one song on loop. I find that after 10 or 15 minutes of doing this, I enter this state of stability where there are no external or internal distractions, and I'm listening to myself work through the problem as opposed to listening to the song. So the next time you're finding it hard to focus, loop a favorite song and enter into a state of flow. Number 2, set a timer for 10 minutes and focus only on one task. Without a doubt, the hardest part about doing something is to start doing the thing. When I'm procrastinating, suddenly everything else seems so much more intriguing, interesting, and urgent. To combat this, I set a timer for 10 minutes and literally force myself to only do this one thing for 10 minutes. And if after 10 minutes I'm not done with it yet, tough luck. I'll move on and do something else and I'll deal with this later and keep procrastinating. But if I find that I want to continue after the 10-minute timer runs out because it's actually not as bad as I think it was, then I keep going. And for the most part, I do, because when I finally get started on something and I'm starting to get into the flow of things and I know what I'm doing, it's not so scary anymore and it's not so bad. And I just want to keep going until I finish it because I'm a hardcore to-do list checker. Number 3, break down the big project into smaller tasks and add time estimates. Even though I've been a software engineer for 3 years now, I still feel quite intimidated whenever I have to start a new project or work on a new feature. I often overthink it and make it out to be more complicated than it actually is, when in reality, if I broke it down into pieces, I could probably figure it out. So that's exactly what I do. I make a list of all the tasks necessary to implement the feature, so I'm not just staring at one big scary thing. I'm staring at several smaller pieces, many of them I've probably done before and could do again fairly easily. I also like to add a time estimate for each task because it makes it feel much more manageable and really helps demystify the project in my mind, because once you say that something takes 10 minutes, then you think that it's fairly easy, but if you say that something will take you 50 minutes, then that's a little bit more of a complicated task. And often when I think that something's gonna take me a couple of hours, that just means that I haven't really broken down that task into smaller pieces yet. That really helps me understand where my head is at in terms of the project, what its needs are, and what are the kinds of things that I need to figure out so that I'm not kind of grasping at a big unknown project and I'm looking at something a lot more manageable. And that's it. Those are the 3 things that I do when I'm not feeling quite up to it and I really need a boost, because we live in a society. I hope that this video helps you accomplish the goals that you want to do and not just work because society tells you to work, but because you actually do want to get these things done. That's it. I hope that you liked it. Hope that you subscribe, hope that you like, and I will see you next Monday. Bye!